What is up, everyone? It's me, Portal Master, here with Dragon, of course, and today we're going to be working on some lore again, and we are going to also actually record the podcast because we may or may have not forgot to do that yesterday. But today is what, the fourth? What day is it? Wednesday? Fourth day of 7 days straight of streaming, or maybe it's the third. Yeah, third because we did Monday and Tuesday, so the third day of straight streams. So I'm happy to be here. Hey, Brick by Brick, Cherry Monroe. Good. Thank you, everyone, for coming down to the stream. All right, Dragon, should we get started on this?
Absolutely. Also, so are you coming up to Minnesota after like the last seventh stream?
Yeah, I think I. So because we started Monday, I'm like, wait, we're doing streaming Monday and Tuesday. Why don't I just start then? I think I come like 3 days after. But before, I was gonna be streaming and then getting on a plane.
Okay. Because I was like,
it's nice to have a little buffer time.
I was like, I'm still gonna be in school.
Yeah, no. Before I was gonna start on Saturday, I think, and like I was looking at it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get up at like 4 a.m. so I can get out an hour stream before I catch my flight. So
Wacky.
It probably works out better this way. Oh man, hey G Studios, what is up, everyone? Okay, so I see you finished off polarity with metal.
Yeah.
Creates magnetic forces via shaping. Okay, so that's the magnetic one.
Yeah, and that's gonna end up being probably like one of the larger like sub parts of the skill tree for metal.
Awesome. Is there anything else we want to add to metal then?
I don't think so. Metal was always one of the weaker elements in a sense because it was really simple.
We want to add what's it called? When you pull the metals from the actual ground, right? When you pull the bits and pieces to form stuff.
Because
we had that before, and I think it's a pretty cool one.
Well, say that again.
I think we had that one before, or we used it in a film, and it's a pretty cool one.
So what do we want to call that? First thing that comes to mind is excavate, but I don't know.
I like that.
It sounds earthy. So what is something we can add on?
But you are excavating from the earth.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Jordan Bricks. Monroe says magnetic magnets. Yes. Did you watch the NetBricks live today? No, unfortunately, I didn't catch it. That's too bad, though. I meant to see it, and then, I don't know, got caught up with life, I guess. Just got home as well, so that's probably part of it. Just finished the stop motion, Jordan Bricks says. Awesome. I like excavate. I think that works well.
All right. Can start writing that up.
All right.
And then that brings up the next topic, which is how many elements do we have left?
We have order, time, aether, and chaos.
Yeah, so we got lots of fun ones. What do you think the easiest one for us to do next would be?
I think time or order. I think order.
Well, the thing is,
but after we do order, we got to do
order
chaos.
And chaos. Yeah.
Yeah. Jorvik says my audio is buggy. Anyone else having buggy audio problems? Let's figure out if that's on our end or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, excavate. I like that. That's such like a visually cool one, I feel like literally pulling out bits of metal from the earth into your hands to form either like projectiles to shoot at people or full on like swords and stuff, or a wall. Yeah, G Studio. I've not watched episode 3 of Obi-Wan Kenobi yet, and it did just come out, so we'll keep it spoiler free. But I watch it literally after this stream, so I'm very excited to check that out. Or I guess I'll have dinner at some point. But I'm watching it tonight, so I'm excited for that. Should be fun. You sound good to me, says G Studio. Okay, cool.
All right. I think time is the easiest one because aether is really nasty.
We're at the point that time travel is now easier than everything else we have. So nice.
There's a pressure to make order and chaos really well written.
I agree. Okay.
And aether is just like such a weird one. Okay, so time.
So I feel like the easiest ones with time are going to be to like just mess with it, like slow it down a little bit or speed it up a little bit. And then as you get more powerful, you can start to jump through time. And the master, you can loop and erase people.
Yeah, and this is again another born one. So you have to be born on the time of a time distortion, which is actually, technically speaking, we define a time distortion as when one of these abilities was used.
Okay, cool.
So it's like you can only exist because of other time mages in theory, and time mages create other time mages in a sense.
That's cool. Also relics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, I'll start writing the blurb.
Perfect. What does immunity to leveling mean?
Aging?
Oh. Yeah, that would make sense.
I don't know. Younger us were a little interesting in their titles.
I'm like, yeah, immunity to leveling. Jordan Brick says, wait, there's channel lore now. Yes, there is. Has been for a while, but we've never actually talked about it. So now we are bringing it to light out of the cave. Our Magnus Opus, as Copper calls it. Okay. Time, speed, time slow. We'll need better words for that. Maybe just time distort.
Yeah.
Distortion.
A rare element that can only...
Hey, Copper says, what? Another live stream? I suggest you do one tomorrow, and then you can have 9 days straight, starting to June 1 through 9. Yeah, Copper, I'm going to do 7 days. We're just starting it a little bit earlier, because I was looking at my schedule a couple days ago. I'm like, I'm going to be streaming 2 hours before I catch a plane on my current schedule, and that's not a great idea. So now we have it moved around in a much better thing. So when do you start doing channel lore at G Studio? We started doing it in the Spotlight yesterday, but this document has existed in some state or another for nearly a decade, like 7 years now. So that's insane, but it's the truth. The ability to slightly alter time by either slowing it down or speeding it up. Is distortion a pocket that you're speeding up or slowing down, or is it everything you're speeding up or slowing down? It's gotta be
I
a
would
pocket,
say,
right?
well, yeah, but so that's definitely a thing, but that is a really hard thing to say. And I think if we come up with how chronomancy works, then we'll be able to define how its abilities works.
Okay.
So what do we think the connection of time and aura is?
So I feel like when you mess with time, you're like, So like when you mess with the time of people, you can be messing with their aura, right? Like aging their aura or renewing their aura. But when you're messing with stuff as a whole,
Is that your aura affecting stuff?
Yeah, I feel like their aura
is another unique aura.
Yeah.
Where like it grows exponentially, so your range of your ability depends on how far you basically have power over, or your aura.
Like, yeah, so your aura is not only around you, it's also in time.
Mm-hmm.
So like when your aura is connecting to aura across all time almost. See ya, Jordan Bricks and Cherry Monroe. No, Pac-Man and Fortnite does sound cool though. I did not know that.
Wait, yeah, okay, hold on. Say that again.
Pac-Man skin in Fortnite apparently is coming out.
No, the lore thing you said about how time works.
Oh, okay. So like so most people, their aura is their own, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What if with time you're tapping in, like there's auras existing throughout all time, and that's the aura you're tapping into. It's your aura, but it's always existed. And it always will exist.
So it's a shared aura?
Yeah. No. It's your aura, but so when I'm born with Portal, right, my aura comes into being. And when I die, my aura is gone. With time, the aura has always existed because time's weird. So at the beginning of time, all the auras were created for all the people who ever become time. So even after you die, that aura still exists. So when you're using time energy, you're tapping into the aura in the future or in the past.
So you're speeding your travel between points on the aura?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Users of chronomancy have a unique...
We should probably write something in the aura area about soul auras as well.
Yeah, because auras are like very linked to souls.
Because you got the aura which replenishes, and the soul aura, which is like your life form, basically, as we have it right now. Correct?
Oh, that's. I think I like that more. It's the soul aura.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because then with rebirth, you're like replenishing one's soul aura. The sound keeps going off. Anyone else having trouble with the sound? Yo, G Studio, 107 views on the Mandalorian video. That's awesome. The ability to replenish one's soul aura. Okay, so rebirth, the ability to replenish one's soul aura to give back one's youth to them. Away. Me unchanged. Pose, fatigue, and frailness go away. All right. One's soul aura to the point of death. Hey, J Stop Motions, what is up? Love that PFP of the clone army there. It's awesome. Okay. The ability to instantly age one's soul aura to the point of death, causing the user to instantly die. Time is also a non-combative element.
It is. Well, I mean, it's only non-combative if you don't use it correctly.
Well, that's true. But it's not like, hey, I'm going to physically attack you. It's like, hey, time is going to work really weirdly for you. You're going to die, or I'm going to send you back to the dinosaurs.
To allow them to manipulate
How bizarre.
Their time frame. Oh, geez. How are we going to do time travel? Specifically using the lore of our auras. So, in theory, the way it works is you're not time traveling. You're going back to a point.
Mm-hmm.
And because time mages do eventually get the ability to reverse time, it's not as if you could say, if you've already occupied that position, you can't go back because it's already determined.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have the ability to reverse time, which is basically stepping back through time.
Okay, what about this? Time has already happened. So if you're going to reverse time, like that's already happened. If you're going to go back in time, that's already happened. So like if I were to go back in time and talk to myself when I was young, in my personal experience, I would have also already seen that. So like it's all set in stone before you do it.
What I'm saying is you're not traveling back in time to a place you already were. You're traveling back through your aura, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're moving yourself anchored onto your aura in time instead of your aura moving with you anchored on your place in space.
True.
So what I'm saying is you time travel, or at least what I'm writing is you affect time by moving yourself along the path of your constant aura. And that's why you're able to time travel.
Oh, can I make an addition to that?
Yes.
Okay, I saw this really cool thing like maybe 4 years ago, and I've really wanted to use it. I think it could work with this. Basically, it's like in this world, it would be when you time travel, you have to go by a certain amount of time so the Earth is in the same position. Otherwise, you're traveling into space.
Oh, that's an interesting thought.
Sense. Because the Earth moves, so you'd have to follow that Earth. So you couldn't like travel, like you could reverse time, but when you're time jumping on like a large scale, you couldn't time jump back to like 1962 October 2nd. You'd have to go farther back and then live out a couple months.
So hear me out.
Okay.
The idea is you're traveling back to, this is a really complicated one too, because you're traveling back or forward through your aura, and your aura is going to exist where you were.
Oh, that's good points.
So
what if you weren't there? Like, where is the aura when you're not born yet?
That's a good question. Is the aura anchored on a certain point? Is the aura anchored on your current point and it moves with you throughout positions in time? How does that work in terms of people observing your aura in the past?
So I think the aura, when you're not alive, is spread out all throughout the earth so thin it's basically unobservable. And then when you time jump back, it materializes in one place for you, wherever you want to go. So then basically when you time travel, you could choose where you time travel to. So you could time travel from your house backwards in 1992 to the White House.
Okay. So have you seen clips of Donnie Darko?
No.
Okay. Let me pull this up.
Okay.
There's a concept in there which I think factors into this. Just basically, does the aura throughout all time match your current conscious position, I want to say? Or how do we define that? Or does it look a little bit like this, where your aura, as you move through time, is a... hold on, is there a good picture of this? It's like... Oh, here it is.
Ooh.
It acts as a... Here, I'm going to throw it in the Discord.
Okay.
It acts as like a trail as well as a path, where places that you've previously been is where your aura is, and places you're going to go is where your aura is, and you simply follow the path of your aura.
Okay.
Is that how it works? Or alternatively, does the aura always stay at your current position? But then that brings up the question, what determines what your actual position is? Because time and thinking about this in a linear fashion is really weird.
Okay. Hey, Meroprix, I got another suggestion. Not to tear everything down, but what if time magicians, we give them the ability right where basically they live forever. And then your time travel ability is limited to how long you've existed. So if you were born in 1992, you can't time travel back to 1991 because your aura didn't exist yet.
Okay. I like that.
And then in the future, like, you can time travel jump to like 2015 as long as you will still be alive in 2015. But if you die before then, you just jump to nothing.
And what happens then?
You die.
So the time capabilities are limited by your aura. So when you're born, you create a start and an end point. But hear me out, as you become a stronger time mage, you can extend that distance that you can travel.
Yes.
I like that. I like that a lot more than its existence.
And then the blacksmith, because they were the first one born, and they were born like at the start of time, and because they're so hard to kill blacksmiths, they can basically jump anywhere.
I think we had different lore on where the blacksmiths came from, but
that's true.
But that's something we'll have to deal with later.
We'll have to deal with that at some point.
This as a constant time frame with the length.
Imagine a time traveling baby. Jerry Monroe says.
Length.
There's a book about that.
Oh, how do we word this? They have a unique aura which exists from the moment they are born. I mean, that's normal. And ends when they die. Time magicians can manipulate their position in this aura to manipulate their time frame, but cannot travel beyond either ends of this point. And then I think we still need to answer that question. Is your aura a trail that you follow and you can move yourself further along the trail quicker, slower, forwards, or back? Or is it a constant point and we set a specific thing that determines like a present day of sorts, where it is literally, this is so hard to come up with, because this dives into all sorts of fun stuff about free will as well, and that's
Yeah.
why I'm very concerned that time travel was what we chose to be the easiest one.
It's gonna get more complicated from here.
Yeah.
Well, so I'd say first of all, we start with is time jumping more than like a couple weeks is extremely rare and hard to get to. That way, we don't have too many people time jumping.
Well, I say that there's not too many people time jumping because there simply isn't that many time mages.
That's true.
Because they have to be born on a major time distortion.
Mm-hmm. And the relics aren't going to allow you to time jump necessarily.
Yes. I think the only time relics we have are the time blades. That's the only canonical one so far. And those
we're
take
gonna have
a lot
to go through and build more though now.
Yeah.
And change them up. Okay. So I like that. Yeah. But then yeah, I guess the thing is if you go back and change something, what happens?
The ability to slightly alter time by speeding it up.
Wow, if you went so with what we currently have, if you jump backwards 2 years and do something that kills you after that, you won't be able to jump back because you won't exist in that present.
Using your aura.
So there you go. Time jumping you got to be very careful with as well.
Oh, or speed up for passage through time. This has an area of hold on. Let's write this a little bit. You can. So we've distinguished how their time travel works. How do they affect other people? Because in theory, distortion, starting by working on yourself, is simply, arguably, since you're still going slowly or quickly or slowly, all it's doing is slowing or speeding up your brain function.
So I'd say distortion allows them to slow down or speed up an entire bubble of area by spreading out their aura.
Okay, I like that.
So therefore, when they distort stuff goes slower or faster, but they're more exposed
to
attacks.
So here's the next question. Are we going to make it the aura itself as an area of effect, or is it a leeching aura which hooks onto the aura of other things and makes them follow the same passage of time that you're following?
I say for the distortion, it has to be an area of effect because they're also going to slow down like waterfall and stuff that doesn't have auras.
Okay, you can extend this.
And then rebirth and instant death can affect other people's auras.
Forcing the passage of time you are experiencing onto others.
If they were to attempt to jump before or after they were born and alive, their atoms would be pulled apart as their aura is dispersed into nothing.
One can isolate their aura.
Yes, Copper has a good question. How does your concept of time travel mess with the physics of time slowing when you travel in space? So completely different theories. Both can exist because one is magic while the other is science. So both can coexist in this.
Yeah, so specifically speaking here, this magic isn't a physics-based time distortion. Arguably, it's more of a perception-based time distortion in a certain way. Because if you're slowing down time on only yourself, you're making your brain function at the same rate as a normal time flow, but your body is not. Your body is moving slower through your time, your soul aura, than your brain is, in a sense. Whatever your perception comes from. And it's the opposite way. You're moving through your time stream is what we're just going to call it, at a faster rate by accelerating your progression through it with magic. Your brain is still going at the same rate. So in theory, as a time mage speeds up time for himself, because of this, he's actually thinking at the same rate. In a sense.
Yes. Sharon Monroe, there are auras and powers that slowly kill the user, like Ghost, which slowly leeches your aura until you die and then reawaken as a ghost or spirit.
Instant death. The ability to age one's soul or to the point of death by distorting their
Should recall even exist with theirs?
to a. Give me a sec.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so hear me out. What if their aura isn't unique? What if that's how auras work? But because of their magic is simply being able to travel in between the points of their aura. Because your aura is going to do the same thing if you're a normal person. It's going to exist from the time you're born to the time you die.
Mm-hmm.
They simply have the ability to travel between those points, potentially extend the points.
I like that.
So, by distorting their aura to the endpoints of their life, rebirth replenishes one's soul and gives back use. Yeah, that's pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
By
recall feels a lot like Aetherize. I feel like we can get rid of that one because we've written it into these other abilities.
What is recall?
When you just pick someone out of the time so they never existed.
Oh yeah, I don't think that's within their power.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's definitely an Aether thing. So time jump, the ability to jump back or forwards in time, and I think this is a more advanced form of distortion in a sense. Actually, no, distortion is perception, time jump is position.
Okay, yeah.
Time loop. I like time loop. And then here, the last one, or rather rebirth, masterful chronomancers.
Ooh.
And use this technique to extend their lifespan. This makes their aura.
Oh, okay. I think. So, question. I feel like them living longer would be different because their aura doesn't age as long.
What do you mean?
So, like, rebirth is rebirthing someone else's aura. I feel like they have more of a, and that's like it takes time. I feel like they also have more of a passive ability that stops them from aging.
I would say in a sense, but I think we should link that to the expanding lifespan, because that's the idea that they live normal human lifespan. So in theory, they can only ever jump 90 to 100 years in the future. But then part of time magic is like slowing down how your body travels through your aura or something like that, therefore extending your time or something like that. That's what I was thinking.
I like that. The only reason I'd say to separate it is I feel like rebirth is a huge ability versus just living longer is one they could get fairly quickly.
So rebirth makes them younger, right?
Makes other people younger, yeah.
I would argue that they can't make themselves younger.
No, but they don't age necessarily. They age extremely slow.
Well, I would say that's
I think that would be a different ability.
Technique. It shouldn't be passive. It should be something that they can like lessen the effects of time on themselves. And as they perfect that art after perfecting rebirth, then they can extend their jump time.
Yeah, so I agree jump time would be after rebirth, but I think they'd learn to slow their own time before being, because I feel like it's easier to affect your own aura than to mess with someone else's aura.
Hear me out. Experimenting with time is extremely finicky. And so it's something where you have to perfect it on someone else before you try it on yourself.
True, but when they mess with their lifespan, they're not really messing with time. They're just messing with they're slowing the aging of just their aura instead of actually messing with time. They're messing with the time of their aura, not the time of time.
I'm trying to think. Because I do like it, but I feel like those
Hey,
two should be linked, and because of that, they need to be more powerful because obviously extending the amount of time travel on a character is very powerful.
I agree they should be linked. I think the way we link them is putting them on the tree together, where you learn one and then you learn the other.
Well, here's the thing. What I'm saying is they're linked because your lifespan affects your aura. So, oh no, one lessens the effective age, the other literally lessens your age, or
Yes.
it lessens your age by extending your lifespan. Yeah, that's definitely a tree thing. So, I would argue that ability is called fossilize. But then what's the very first?
I was going to call it Olamic.
Yeah, call the first one Olamic.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Wait.
What's the name you've got for it?
Okay, I got Olamic, but I'm fine with changing it.
I don't know what that means. Is that a here?
Yeah, it means yeah, it's right here up top. Let me make sure this means what I think it means, I guess. Yes, it means everlasting.
All right, yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Okay. And then
so
we do have that
copy and paste what you have up to that one then?
Is that the extend lifespan one, or is that the
extending your own lifespan?
Okay. In that case, yeah, and then I think fossilize would be the expand. Fossilize would be the lessen the effects of age. So I will actually move that title down to here.
Okay. So fossilize is instant death.
I was thinking fossilize was the preservation one where it makes you age less. Because it's like you're preserving yourself. Yes. So what fossilize is now Olamic. And so fossilize, hold on.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So fossilize is just the name of the self-preservation one. And then Olamic is the actual life extension one.
Got it.
Which are, I mean, I guess in terms of the way the magic works, ridiculously like divergent from each other.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, we do need to determine, are we doing trail or are we doing point?
What do you mean by that?
Is their aura a constant trail that they travel through and back through? Or is it a point that exists in one point, and then whenever they time travel, they go to that exact point?
Say that one more time.
So there's two arguments because they're traveling through their aura no matter what, to travel, distort, whatever you want to do with time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the first argument I have, wherever they have been, their aura exists in that location at that time. And wherever they're going to be, their aura also exists at that position in that time, which creates basically a trail of their body in a sense, like a trail of their aura of where they've been and where they're going to be.
I like that.
But the other point is, which is, it's less, because the idea is what happens when they go back in time and they take a different path by changing based on what they've seen. That's the only reason why the trail concept is flawed, because they understand the path they're going to take.
I think the thing that happens with trail is when you jump backwards, your trail is instantly reset and recalculated. So when you jump backwards, the trail you jumped from no longer exists. And when you jump forwards again, you're jumping onto a new trail. The one you've just created.
Interesting.
So you can't, once you jump back, you can't jump back to, you jump back in time, you can't just jump back to where you were before, because if you change something, your trail has changed.
Okay, so you have to perfectly replicate things in order to go back to the point you were at the future?
Yes. And then, even to add on to that, so when you jump back, you're going back to exactly where you were, right?
Yeah.
So there's going to be two of you and one aura. So every time you jump back or forwards, your aura is going to split in half, meaning you have less power.
What I was going to say is you're simply traveling along your aura in the example of the trail example, which is you exist at the point. So you overwrite yourself when you travel to the past where you were. And because of that,
that person no longer exists.
Exactly. And it is replaced instead by your new, I don't know, identity.
So you can never see two of yourself.
Yes.
I like that. You want to add that?
Yeah.
The top probably. Yeah, I like that.
Traveling between time is complicated. In short. This does a path or oh.
G Studio says this is also confusing. This is above my head. What in the name of Santa Claus are you talking about?
Too.
Yeah, it's above all of our heads. But now at least we've given time a lot of abilities we can use without killing our minds.
Yeah, now we can we have like hard rules on how it works, so it's not like, oh, just time travel, you know. There's no cop-outs
Figure it
now.
out each time.
We put this as a PDF. Like, there's rules.
No longer endgame time travel. Yeah, rules, exactly. I like it. Powers is also, anytime you go back in time, from that point on, you create a new future with old future. Exactly, Copper. Once you go back, the path you were on doesn't necessarily exist anymore.
To diverge from your...
And then there's no grandfather paradox either, because if you go back, you still existed when you kill your grandfather, but then you
don't exist to go forwards too.
You don't exist to go forwards. You just got to live out life like that.
When you travel to a point where you have already existed, you overwrite.
Yes, we're definitely going to make films in this world.
Previous.
Maybe even in the 12-hour stream.
Of your... What do we call... Is it just you erase the previous instance of your existence?
Yeah, I like that.
When you already were?
Mm-hmm. G Studio says, are you planning on killing your grandfather? No, but you could without causing a time paradox. So that's nice.
Hold on, no. Explain how the grandfather paradox doesn't work.
Okay. Maybe it does work. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. No. It doesn't work because you couldn't kill your grandpa.
Exactly.
Because you can't go back before you were born.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's no paradox to exist at all.
That's amazing.
Aha! You fool!
Boom!
You thought we thought we were dumb enough to write paradoxes. You create an action that change your old...
Dragon, this gets even cooler when you go into artifacts. Because you can teleport to however long the artifact has existed, not when you existed.
And you couldn't stop its forging for a grandfather paradox because it got its magic once it was forged. What you could do, however... Hold on. What if you destroy the artifact?
What about it?
You destroy the artifact before you reach it. That's a grandfather paradox.
What do you mean you destroy it before you reach it?
You can travel back to a time before you had the artifact and then destroy the artifact. That is our grandfather paradox.
That would be a problem. I say we write that in as artifacts are very hard to destroy. At least time artifacts.
Or the time artifacts that allow you to travel beyond your possession of the artifact do not allow you to interact. They are only allowing you to view.
Okay, that could also work, yeah.
If you create an action that would change your old lifespan...
Oh, wait, Dragon. It doesn't matter if you destroy the artifact. If you go back in time with your artifact, once you destroy it, the other artifact still exists, the original one.
You're right. You would destroy the artifact. Hold on, no.
You go back in time. It rewrites it.
The artifact overwrites itself.
Mhm.
you destroy the artifact.
So here's what happens: you destroy the artifact, and then time stops. You are gone. You never got the artifact, but then you never destroyed the artifact.
Yes. So the
No, okay.
grandfather paradox exists if we allow the artifacts to travel back before you got them and interact. Or so yeah, that's the situation. So we need to avoid a scenario where you can travel back before you gain time powers, because that solves the grandfather paradox.
What about this though? What about this? Hold on. Let me see if I can get somewhere where I can draw. Hold on. Hear me out. There's got to be a draw button here somewhere. Okay. Here. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Let me open up Paint real quick. Or Photoshop or whatever. I got an idea. Okay. Share screen. Hold on. The suspense. New file. Great. Come on. Here we go. Okay. Share screen. Window. Boom. Okay. Hear me out. This. Can you see what I'm drawing by any chance? Here, let me make it a little more clear.
Yeah.
How do I change the color? Okay. Okay. So the artifact was created right here. We're not going to mess with that. Then the artifact exists through time. And right here, you get the artifact, right?
Yep.
Then you keep going. Then you jump back to here, right? So now you're before you got the artifact, and you destroy the artifact. So far, we're good, right?
Yeah.
Now here's the problem, because the artifact stops existing. It exists until right here. It no longer exists. So
and because of that, you never come into possession of it, but because of that, you can never reduce its existence.
Except from time isn't a loop for us; it's a line. Because the moment you travel back to here, this stuff stops existing.
Oh, there's no such thing as a grandfather. But what about you?
You exist right here, and the artifact is gone, and now you start going through time again. Because that where you came from before no longer exists.
Because it's not a viable path for your aura to travel.
Right, that path instantly disappears.
Because you travel back in time. So basically all that does is it travels you back in time and doesn't allow you to go further back or jump back forwards.
Yes, you become stuck.
But also, I realized that we did not solve the grandfather paradox, because if you time travel back to a point and kill yourself. Oh, actually, no. Yes.
Same thing.
No, yes, it's the same thing, except you just die.
You just die.
And it's this. Oh man, why is? Oh, geez.
No, that works. That works. No paradoxes.
But it's really hard to wrap your head around.
Mm-hmm. At least there's no paradoxes, though.
Yeah. So there's no paradoxes we can see. We've solved one of the paradoxes.
For now, yeah.
For now.
Should we write that somewhere?
What? The anti... Oh, yeah. Let's write it as a footnote if you want to pull it up. How do we explain that, though?
Here, I'll explain it. I'll try. Okay, so because when you jump backwards in time, you erase any path after the point you jumped back to, there can be no grandfather paradox. With an artifact, you were to jump back before you got it and destroy the artifact, you would just be stuck. Correct those. I have trouble spelling artifact for some reason. When you jumped back, you rewrote yourself and the artifact and erased the future paths. For the current path to got the artifact. Boom. Okay. There we go. There we go.
Okay.
Carver says, so you're telling me that Harry Potter cannot go and travel back to Horcruxes before they're created? If they were time travel things, he could. Okay. I think we're done with time then, right? Dragon?
I'm still thinking because this is a hard one.
Okay. I
And
know.
I'm glad that we have 3 more, even more difficult ones to do.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I want to add something here. What did we say for metal? Was it just natural and artifact?
Metal? What do you mean?
Natural. Metal was natural and artifacts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What was plasma?
Plasma was also natural because it's a specific aura.
And no artifacts, right?
No artifact, yeah. Because it's almost a standalone ability.
Yep. Ghost was just artifact.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Portal is natural and artifact.
Yep.
Air is natural, artifact, learned, right?
Yeah.
And that's the same for all of the 4 base elements. Okay, I'm just putting them in right under the name too, so it's easy to grab if we need it. Why is there such a big space there? That's weird. What? Okay, whatever. Okay. Everyone is.
Did you cut out, Portal?
Back. Yeah, I accidentally leave.
Oh, shoot. All right, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back. I'm just glad I didn't say end. Everyone says, I think you spent enough time on time. Very confusing.
Yeah, definitely right.
Yes,
here.
it is confusing stuff. Yeah. I say we move on for now.
Yeah.
50 minutes in, we've done time. Have we only done time? Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long one, though. That was a hard one. The rest of these are also hard, but.
Yeah.
Oh, man. This is nice, too, because it's easy to add abilities if we think of more in the future for any of these. Because I feel like, especially with some elements, there can be a very big skill of trees.
Okay, well, at least our time travel isn't the most complicated time travel that exists.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a character for a show with arguably more complicated time travel, but
Okay. I'd say Tenet also has this beat for complicated.
Jeez. Okay, let's grab all the chaos and order sub elements and move them up.
Oh man. Okay. Here we go again.
Only one sub element that is not chaos or order left.
And can we delete Sorry, what were you saying? That is which one?
Size.
Oh yeah. What is that?
It's an Aether one.
Oh yeah. Can I get rid of Wind and Shadow?
Keep them on there because I'm going to go back and integrate them into air and chaos, respectively. I just need to remember their references.
Oh, Shadow Chaos, not light. Oh, we don't have light.
We don't have light, but we used to. But it was just a rip off of another magic system. So I'm going to use an inspiration from that magic system into how light is used by order.
Got it.
Yeah. So order chaos. This is where things are about to get annoyingly difficult. Do we want to? Can you cut chaos down to right next to order?
Yeah, let me do that. I don't know why it's not next to order right now.
Because we did these things in this, I want to say a pseudo alphabetical order.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
Also, the spacing between everything is bizarre.
Yep.
I'm fixing it as we go through it, though, for the most part.
I think the only order subclass is, or not subclass. Oh, no. There's a couple. We have.
Where's order?
Order, so put it above order, above all of the sub elements that I just added in.
Okay, so above poison and darkness. All right. I think order needs to be more fleshed out.
Yeah.
Okay, so I brought chaos down.
Okay, so we need to flesh these out as if they have relationships to each other in a way, or they are, because they are technically diametric opposites, and in theory they're opposing elements, right? So they need to be similar working but opposite in function, in a sense.
Yes, but I think we shouldn't. I think there should be a lot of opposites. I don't think we need to get tied down where everything needs to have an opposite. I think some can be purely chaos, some can be purely order.
Yeah. So looking at chaos, the first thing I see is basically it's a very heavy manipulation of the other person's aura, but in a negative sense. Because we have oh, they're all gone.
Oh, we had stuff there. Never mind. My bad.
We have stuff about like instilling panic, summoning a small creature, slightly more. There's literally just getting better aura is something, and also. Apparently, Chaos Master's auras are similar to Aether? I don't know how that works.
Let's just assume we rewrite Aether after all this.
Yes. So then we have Darkness, which is...
Because I think Aether, the aura for Aether is going to work completely different than everything else.
Yeah. So what it looks like is there's Fear is a central concept. There's Summoning, which we probably should cut out because we already have a form of summoning. It would probably just be like manifestation of like your aura into a creature. We have Poison, which is creating poison. It's literally just throwing like changing liquids into poison. Anger, which is like negative emotion stuff, and the Necromancy, which is again raising things to life.
So what I'm getting is chaos is more built on corrupting auras and very aggressive, while order is more stay back, heal, defense, protect.
Yeah, in a sense. And I think it really comes down to both of them are very heavily based on manipulating auras instead of manipulating elements with aura. So, and just the thing is, chaos is the negative side of things and order is the positive side of things.
Yeah.
And because like order is heal cuts, silence loud noises, create light, resist, like clear people's mind, change small items into other items. I don't know why that's an order thing.
That doesn't seem. I don't feel like that's an anything thing.
Yeah, and I think that's why it was order.
I think we can get rid of that one.
Yeah.
So I say we start with chaos because I think we have a better understanding of that one, and then after we do chaos, we go back down to order and look at that.
So, what is this? I thought chaos was a relic only, if I'm not wrong. I might be completely wrong.
I feel like it should also be learnable. Because as people corrupt, they can learn it.
Yeah, I would say so.
So this might get too complicated, but hear me out. What if chaos, anyone with another element can learn, or without an element, but as you learn chaos, your connection to whatever element you were connected to before corrupts, and you can no longer truly use that element to your full ability.
You use a corrupted version of it.
Yes. So like just a chaos mage would look different than a corrupted water mage or a corrupted portal mage. And then we could have corrupted mages for each type. And then we could have like a corrupted tree of additional abilities they have.
That scares me.
I think it'd be so cool though. Like you have all of it. So we have the base chaos tree, and then we have the corrupted tree of the additional abilities you gain if you had another element beforehand.
Okay.
Like imagine like corrupted portal and stuff.
That is interesting. And I would argue chaos is a hybrid learnable in the sense that any naturally born magician can use it and learn it, but those without magic can't use it because it hijacks the aura and the connection of the aura.
Yes, I like that.
So you're not born with it, but you need to be born with some connection, and then you corrupt said connection.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What should we call that? We need a special term for that.
Oh, I'm just going to start writing.
No, for the learnable, though. It's like...
I would say pseudo-natural.
Okay.
Chaos, magic, or... Oh, no, what do we call it? I think we just don't give it a scientific name.
Okay. That's chaotic.
Is the is a element that is chained using is an element that relies on the corruption of an already connected.
And then we can start with these base effects and then go to order, and then we can deal with corrupted effects later.
And I would argue order is the same method where you learn it and it enhances your stuff.
Oh, I like that. So then you have with chaos, if you're a corrupted mage, when you're a corrupted mage, you lose all the elements you had before, and you have a couple corrupted abilities. With order, you keep all of the stuff you had before, and you gain ordered or enlightened abilities.
Yeah, something along those lines. It relies on the corruption of an already natural connection. With one studies and improves their chaos magic along with the other element, the corruption of the mage and their element strengthens. Where do we go from there?
Did you define pseudo-natural? Awesome.
Yeah. So the next part is chaos magic specifically corrupts the user's aura
we should put the colors
well
these later.
As using corrupted aura to taint other auras, whether that chaos Chaos Magic Board. Okay. This manipulation of auras always negative effects, and this also affects the user, corrupting and eroding at them.
Mm-hmm.
Many chaos mages pray such.
Necromancy is chaos, right?
Yep. And I think that is simply defined as using your corrupted aura as an animating force in a previously existing corpse.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Oh, I like that. Once again, the spreading the aura. I love that plot device. Or whatever it's called, leveling device. There you go. Okay. Panic, necromancy. What else do we have in here? So chaos does have a form of energy blast where they attack people with their aura. Correct.
In a sense. And it's not a physical thing. It's more of an aura manipulation thing. So it's like they throw it at the tentacle of their aura and it like latches onto someone else's aura or something like that. Greasy aura.
Question. What if, like you said, it's an aura and they throw their aura and what it does is their aura starts to eat away at the well of someone else's aura? Like an aura drain. Okay. So they're able to like throw, like somehow they're able to eat away other people's auras.
Like leeching?
I feel like that would be what? Like leeching. Like, yeah, what if they had leech?
Absolutely. That makes sense.
Okay.
Because Ghost has a weakened form of that by killing someone, but here it's like a brain.
Okay. Leech I like that. You're right. We did. Yeah, okay. And then yeah, we're gonna have to build some more stuff for chaos.
Permanently, or you can temporarily send a piece of your corpse creature recently that once. How do you like the necromancy? You can temporarily extend a piece of your aura to a corpse or creature that once possessed an aura to revitalize the old aura through the energy you. The idea there is you're fine. So the idea behind necromancy is it's not because they're corpses, it's because they had an aura once. So then we can bring in like necromantic artifacts or something like that, where there's a plot point where like a character like destroys an artifact, but like the necromancer, like the chaos mage just literally goes, I repaired the aura of the thing, and now it's even more evil because I put my essence inside of it.
Oh,
like that would be
artifacts.
Yeah.
I love that. So to truly destroy an artifact, then you'd have to break it into pieces and hide the pieces.
Or you'd have to erase it from existence. Yeah. You basically need to block the existence of its aura.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. So basically, they use just parts of their aura to revitalize and corrupt. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Okay. Leech. Okay. Leech.
A corrupted diametric mage.
Oh, jeez.
Actually, that'd probably be an interesting path because you'd lose some of the diametrics, so it'd be easier to live.
I see. Absorb a piece of another's aura that you have corrupted, potentially gaining the energy as your own if the chaotic magic doesn't consume it before you can. So for Leech, I added in the little benefit that it's not a guaranteed, because as your chaotic magic is growing, it's eating away at you as well. So you like leech off someone, and if you don't leech enough, you don't get anything because your aura's like, oh, tasty chaos.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
Okay, so we've got panic, we don't need summon. So we don't need any of those. All right, so darkness. I will come back. Oh, go for it.
For corrupted artifacts, are we just gonna bundle that in with necromancy?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just put a little footnote. Hold on, where is it? Artifacts.
Dark Mayhem, says Cherry Monroe. Yeah. All about destruction.
On plot point. Shadow, I'll come back to that once I have the thing, but basically extending aura through darkness, extending with aura as well, shaping, creating. Poison. That is, I think I've got an idea for that one.
Okay.
Spoil by corrupted or actually no, that's just gonna be a water one.
You think so? Oh, for the corrupted water.
Corrupt.
Wait, is this a base ability or for everything?
No, that's going to be the water corruption.
Okay. Here, what if we do it like this? And then you can call it then you can give the individual traits names. Is this poison or spoil?
I would say it gives you base abilities on controlling your water, like your element, but it has downsides that weaken your element. So water's corruption allows you to transform it into poison, but because of that, you lose the ability to, like, it's harder to control non-water, but like you can make it poison or something like that.
Yeah. So what I'd say is, like, we could go farther where basically, like, you lose all of the traits other than the base traits, and then you gain the corrupted traits, which we basically just twist the current traits.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So yeah. Spoil. But that means
so we can write in.
We have to go back through all the magic and do an entirely second doc, though.
For what? Corrupted traits?
Yep, corrupted and order traits.
Yeah. So I say we leave that for the end then.
Yeah. Okay. On to the fun one. We already have a baseline for what chaos is, so order should follow a similar path. Hold on. Let's keep the fact that water is poison, though, because that is a... We'll just keep that for later. Probably make a chart somewhere else. All right. Order.
Okay, G
So-
Studio, we're gonna chill out a bit. Okay.
So chaos or order. Let's just copy and paste, and then we'll edit it. But basically, is the opposite of that in a sense.
What did I do?
Quick Control Z.
Yeah, I lost it here.
There. That's
I got it. We'll get it. There we go.
Hold on. I'm just gonna restore it to a version just very recently.
No, we're good. We're good now.
All right, we're good.
Yep.
It's just heal cut. Okay, cool. There. So
Then I'll copy in the pseudo-natural artifact. And then the color is white.
So what do we think the opposite of corruption would be in this sense?
Enlighten, maybe?
Enlightenment.
Because you can enlighten your abilities for other... Like, you can gain enlightenment versus becoming corrupted. Oh, with both of these two, you could also have like a cool, like, if you're fire, your aura doesn't necessarily turn fully black, but becomes extremely like dark red. And with order, you get like more of like a light pink.
Or there's parts of like the original element streaking through. So you have a black aura with like streaks of red flame or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I like that more. That's even cooler. We'll have fun drawing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man.
Chaos magic or order magic specifically enhances the user's aura. Oh, purifies the user's aura as well as using that pure aura to enhance other auras, whether it be through order magic or through the enlight other elements. This manipulation of the aura puts through positive effects and also affects always through positive effects. Okay, so what's the limitation though? Because if you think about it, chaos magic is very easy to use by evil people, but it corrupts you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't make sense if someone who could potentially be a corruption mage goes, you know what? It makes more sense for me to be an order mage because it makes my magic better without affecting me. But I still am going to do evil stuff with order. So what's the limitation?
So here's how I see it. You have the base, 10 elements, not counting order and chaos and like aether. With those, order and chaos are almost like, not actually religion, but almost like a religion, where if you're like, you can't just choose to become order, you have to actually gain enlightenment. And same with chaos. You have to actually become corrupted to start using these abilities.
And in
So
what
it's not
sense?
like
what is the requirement for order then? What do you do?
That is the question, isn't it?
Because an evil person could still follow these, like, whatever the rules are, and then still use the evil magic. So it has to be a core thing that would directly contradict evil acts in a sense.
What if part of you know how the Green Lanterns have like their oath?
Yeah.
That it makes it impossible for them to actually kill with their ring.
It does?
What if yes. Yeah, that's why Batman, when he got the Green Lantern ring, he broke the ring actually because he started killing people with it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, there's a comic where when the night Batman's parents are murdered, a Green Lantern dies, and the ring goes to Batman. And because his willpower is the strongest in the DC universe, he actually cracks the ring and kills the murderer of his parents and becomes Dawnbreaker, who is a corrupted Green Lantern. It's awesome.
That's
really good story. Yeah, it's from the same ones where he kills the Flash, straps him to the front of the Batmobile, and drives him into the Speed Force.
Oh, yeah, I do remember seeing some stuff about that. So he could get the Speed Force?
Yeah. Yep. And Batman with powers is just so OP.
Okay.
But going back to this, what if part of becoming enlightened was taking an oath to not use your magic to eat for evil? And it's like a binding oath that you just cannot. It's not that you can't kill, but you can't use malice.
What if you just straight up can't? You don't get the option of taking an oath. As soon as you start learning the order magics and implementing, like, enlightening your abilities, they stop being able to be used in that way. Or your magic,
like that.
The aura, the way it works, order blocks your connection in senses that would attempt to break the rule, which is you can only.
And what if to show that there's also like some physical marking that you gain once you become enlightened, like a tattoo of sorts on like an arm or a neck?
Only use aura in a righteous manner. Okay, so now we need to define the morality of this code, which is, if you thought time travel was bad, we've got something even more subjective and wonky to define.
Okay. I want a way where they can still kill and stuff. And they can still, because that way we can have like, I don't want it to be like, this is the absolute good that everyone sees as good, but more, it's mostly good and they see themselves as good. Kind of like the Jedi Order, you know? What if it's like, so like, I feel like the righteous manners that we define should be good, but not pure. So it's not like you can't kill, but it's like killing, like you can only enact fair justice among people. But then that definition of justice could potentially in a story later on be twisted, not fully, but a little bit.
Hear me out. Part of order is stuff that stops things that would make the justice incorrect. So in a case, right? Think about it this way. There's two murder suspects. One of them both of them have an alibi, but one of them's lying about their alibi, and the other one's whose true alibi is more suspicious. And you're only going on word of mouth in like a very hypothetically ridiculous scenario. You convict the person with the most convincing or like reason that they're the killer, right? So in that sense, the correct justice is to commit the person who technically his alibi is true, but he's not the murderer. It's just his alibi is less convincing than the person who lied, right? So in that sense, you view the justice as correct to convict him because all signs point to it being him. But in this sense...
So it's not like this godly sense, it's what you perceive.
No. I'm saying order stuff enhance your ability to define justice. So there's something that messes with lying. So it could be like purify, and basically it temporarily purifies someone's soul. And because of that, they're incapable of lying. They're incapable of stealing. They're incapable of having these malicious thoughts. And boom, there's the justice. Did you kill someone? Uses order magic? Yes, I did. Can't lie about it. Boom. There's the justice. There's no question. Did you kill someone out of self-defense? purified? Yes. Okay. Justice is a little wackier there. So the scaling of force is appropriate to the crime in a sense. So it's actually perfect justice.
See, I like that, but I feel like it should be, I'm trying to think of a way to explain this, perfect from a viewpoint. Because like justice is very susceptible.
Yeah, there are also
right? Like
gray areas too.
Because some, like, for instance, like in the American law system, right? If you murder someone, some people would think, wow, that person deserves the death penalty. Some people think 100 years in jail. Some people think 40. So that's subjective. So where is that defined? Is it by the user of order? It's whatever they consider to be fair judgment.
And what I was saying, I think the line that I think we need to go down is it's not as if you're judging the person. It's as if there are specific rules of ways that you can harm people and everything else is off the table. Like you can only ever use it in manners of self-defense or protecting another. And you cannot use anything. You can use things short of, hold on. You can use up to anything that would not cause permanent damage. That's perfectly fine in any scenario, right? To a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you get into scenarios where you could permanently injure someone or kill them, mortally wound them, that stuff, you cannot do so unless it is in self-defense or defending another.
Can you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
Here, I'll write it down. Oh, jeez. And also, I've been thinking as we go down this road, what if order and chaos are human-made in a sense? Like they're techniques used to warp the magic? I don't know. It sounds less intelligent on.
Okay, so what if? Because there's infinite amount of crimes, right? So we're not going to be able to define a punishment for every crime. Yeah. What if we had a set of like 10, not commandments, that's not the right word. 10 and it doesn't have to be 10, but like a certain amount of, it's not commandments. That just 10 is a nice number. A set of like 12 not commandments. It's not, I'm not going with commandments. I'm thinking of
I know.
It's not coming to my head.
Yeah, I know. It's there. It's floating there, but I get what you're going.
Okay, so like at my school, or no, forget at my school, at our middle school, right? It was like be prompt, be prepared, and polite. And those were very interpretable, but you're not going to be prompt by being late, right? So we have a little more specific than that, but we have like 12 things that order mages need to not only uphold for themselves, but uphold as justice for everyone.
Yeah, Copper, this is a really complicated one, and that's why we saved it for last, because like we really needed to have a grasp of what magic was going to be used like, and I'm glad we did, because if we jumped into order and chaos right off the bat, we would have been lost.
I'm literally pacing right now.
Are you fidgeting too? Because I hear like metallic clacking.
Oh yeah, here, let me grab a quieter thing. Yeah.
Oh no, that's fine. I'm just saying I can hear the thinking going on.
Okay, I'm back to my coin. Yes.
Are you rolling it across your knuckles?
Oh yeah.
Epic talent. Okay. Specifically.
Tenets. Tenets. Is that the word I'm thinking of? It doesn't feel like it, but it might be. Yes. 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 Like 12 tenets. That is like these are the tenets. Like all punishments must be just or something. And then like I don't know. You must help the helpless, or like help the innocent. Protect. You must protect. One must protect the innocent, and one must.
But again, we're getting into gray areas because what define protecting the innocent?
Exactly. It's not for us to define. It's for you're bound to these tenets, but there's a gray area for you to operate. So while most order, because you have to become enlightened, and we'll make other requirements, they're all good people, mostly, 99.9%, but there's still gray area. So you could have an order mage, right, who's only, because you okay?
Yeah, I was holding my dice sheath upside down, like fidgeting with it, and then it just slid out of the sheath, and all the dice fell everywhere. I'm like, I see. That was dumb.
Okay. Okay, so you have like there's gray area. So you could have even divisions within the order mages, right? Like this division feels we need to have very light punishments for people and we need to help them learn to be better. And this division kills people who steal bread, right? Like you can have those factions within order mages.
And I would argue that even there, like they could kill them like without their magic, but I think on a fundamental like level, order magic prevents you from using your magic that harms people, like whether it be order techniques or your actual element that it's hijacking. It prevents you from using that in a lethal or seriously injuring manner if you yourself are not at equal risk of that damage.
Okay, but so I like that. And because it's your aura, it can stop you from just in general doing that stuff.
Exactly.
But what if
order and chaos magic affect your connection to magic? They aren't an element you're manipulating. So order goes.
This?
Oh, go for it.
No, you go. You go.
Order goes, okay, you want to kill the homie. The homie does not possess or present a current or potential threat to, or even intentions to cause that same amount of harm, so you are not able to use your magic in that sense. So you can't use order magic to kill a child because that child hasn't even had the intentions or potential or ability to reproduce the harm that you would put on them. But if there's a guy who's, say, commanding an army to kill a city, like complete, not like whatever gray area we're in. We're talking, he is going to command an army to go into a village and kill everyone. Your order magic no longer restricts you because you can implement the same amount of damage up to the damage he is currently going to or inflicting.
I like that. I want to add on to that. I'm going to add in the Batman Red Hood scenario, right? Batman doesn't kill anyone. The Joker's killed 1 million people. He'll put the Joker in jail. The Joker will escape. Batman knows this. He still puts him in jail. Red Hood shoots the Joker in the face because he knows while we've captured him for now and subdued him, there is nowhere we can put him where he will not kill again. So
and
you
hear me out. That's justified because the aura works on a sense of, are they going to do it again? It's not he could do it again. It's literally it detects his intentions and it knows.
I agree. But I think with order, you could be either person. You could be the person putting them in jail because you feel that is just, because it is in a way. Or you could be the person, slicing their face off because that's just.
The limitation is only you can apply up to a just amount of force, where just is defined as the amount of force they were going to replicate. So if a mob boss comes up to you to collect your debt and says he's going to break your knees because you don't have his money, you can't kill him with order. But what you can do is break his knees with order because that's what he's threatening to you. Okay.
Enlightened time mages are going to be a mess because of this rule set. But
dear God,
we'll deal with that at the very end. Corrupted time mages, however, are going to be very fun and OP.
Restricts your ability.
Enlightened time mages are just going to be a nerf.
Order and its bound element to. How do I word this? Because it's a lot of words. How do I word it simply? Order's magic bound to your. Oh, okay. Since order magic is bound to the natural element, you already.
Hey, Dragon Glad, you can see the chat too. Hey. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. They must have saw something.
Squirrels. It upholds its purity by preventing you from using magic to inflict any harm, any harm beyond what your target is going to, beyond what your target intends to inflict on you or others.
I got something to add, Dragon.
Yeah.
Can an order mage steal food from the rich to give to the needy?
It depends, because where's she stealing the food from?
A good person who has more than he needs.
Okay. So, in this scenario, that isn't possible because the person who has the food isn't actively stealing from someone else. Or rather, you can't use your magic to do it. That's where the different orders come in with their different tenets of how they use their magic. There are some orders that are pacifists and only use their magic in a way to heal, even though they have the capability to do that. And then there are some who are the ones who use it to the maximum amount they possibly can at all times, killing criminals who have inflicted that type of stuff. And in that sense, because whoever you're stealing your bread from is not inflicting that amount of suffering on someone else, your order magic is not just in doing it. Your morality may be because of neediness, but in a sense, when you think about it this way, it's, again, morality is really weird to get into. And I did not have a philosophical debate in a Lego Magic doc, but I mean, I knew we were going to get somewhere. We got to think very smartly about this. But if you think about it, what has the person you're stealing from done to deserve losing it? Because it's not as if he was given an unfair amount in this scenario, right?
Right.
That is still the product of his labor per se. Right. And again, it's really weird. Okay. And I think we simply limit the easiest way to limit the justice and still allow potential small loopholes is that you can only inflict with the magic what will be inflicted on you or potentially can be.
I got something. I think this would make it less complicated. It might make it more complicated in other senses, though.
Okay.
With chaos, you lose when you're corrupted element, you lose all of the effects except from the corrupted tree, right?
Okay.
With order, you cannot use order magic to harm people. And hear me out with this whole thing first. You cannot use order magic to harm people. You can use your main element, but the enlightened version of your element is enlightened in a sense that it is very hard to actually harm people with it. So like, I don't know, with air, you lose the ability to just instantly kill people necessarily, and you have enlightened air abilities, but you can still use your air ability to inflict extra harm.
Just say that last bit again.
More complicated. Okay, so the order abilities you can only use to create the fair judgment. Your enlightened ability set, though, you can use. It still has to be just, but you can go over the limit sometimes. You have a little more leeway. So if someone's going to break your kneecaps, you can break both their arms and their legs. Or burn them. Because like fire ability, you're not going to be able to break someone's legs with your fire, but you can burn them, which
a similar amount of damage though. So,
but how much is similar?
And that's the order magic. So we could have a literal shot where someone is being cornered by mobsters and they defend themselves with like holy fire, whatever you want to call it. But then it just sputters out because they've inflicted the amount of damage that was going to be inflicted on them. But again, in most scenarios, there are very few fight scenarios where it is, I'm going to beat this person half to death unless you're teaching them a lesson. In most fights, the end game is to incapacitate your enemy or kill them. And in this sense, your element can redo that. So if the person expressly didn't want to kill you, then you just get them to a point where they are no longer able to fight.
Okay, I like that. So,
and
I guess
it is. Oh, go for it.
Oh, I was just going to say, I guess the loophole would be someone with like a broken mind, right? Like if somehow, and this would be hard, but if somehow an insanely paranoid person with a broken aura got enlightened, and always thought people were trying to kill them, they would be able to go over the line.
But here's the thing. It's not based on your thought. It's based on the other person's intention.
But only from what your aura can grasp.
Oh, you're saying if you
were a ghost,
inverted, so it's what you perceive as compared to the other person.
Yeah, so like if you were a ghost mage before, the ghost is leeching off of your aura. You're dying, you become enlightened to save yourself, and you take, like, you realize you're going to be bound to all this stuff. But because a lot of your aura has already been leached, there's not as much to enlighten. So the enlightened aura is skewed and broken a bit.
Interesting.
It would be rare for a ghost mage to become enlightened, but it could be possible.
Yeah, Copper, that's exactly what I'm going for. The amount of harm an individual wants to exert will be equal to the amount of resistance and harm applied in return.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And again,
okay,
that is simply the limitation of offensive capabilities. And I think
right.
I like your idea, but I think what we're going for here is simply it is a manipulation of the aura. And because you're manipulating your aura, the chaos and order enhance the way that your magic is channeled. And so order has a less corrupting positive effect, but it has limitations in terms of its power. Whereas chaos draws from you more, but has higher power.
I like that. And yes, I definitely want to keep it that way. But I feel like there's something to be said for people becoming enlightened with a broken aura, right? Because if most elements are never going to have a broken aura, but Ghost is a weird one, and I'm sure there's a couple others that we'll find where your aura isn't necessarily all there by the time you become enlightened. And therefore, your aura is not necessarily able to correctly judge and be used the way it's intended.
And I would say that's an outlier scenario where we can do a little creative writing there.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to give myself a little room for creative stuff.
Oh, absolutely. There's always.
I mean, this gives us a lot of room, but for that specific storyline. Okay. I'm good then.
Do you have a specific character in mind now?
This conversation has gotten me thinking a lot.
Yes. And that's why I love creating not hard rules, but guidelines for Magic. Because all of a sudden, like if you're given everything and you have to make something, it's harder than if you're given constraints and you work around them. It's just something I found. Therefore,
we spent 5 hours now making rules, and the first character that comes to my mind is a character that breaks that rule. Oh man.
And then we say that as positive and helpful.
Copper says, I think there's a lot of room for creative interpretation here. Yeah, that is definitely accurate.
Or not.
I think we got a good rule set we're starting to look at now. We're almost to relics. Which begins
We're so close.
We're so close. I'm hyped to get to relics.
We just have the most complicated one left. Okay, enlightened, see specific enlightened abilities. I think the chaotic version and the enlightened version, basically speaking, upgrade the previous ones in a sense.
Yeah.
And
but it's only a couple abilities. You don't necessarily keep the whole tree.
Oh, yeah, interesting.
Because the aura can only do so much.
Yeah, I do like regeneration as you're pushing your aura into the other person.
Mm-hmm. That way there's a limit to how much you can heal.
Yeah, depleting one's aura. And then, yeah, as your aura... And again, this... you can strengthen your aura by learning more order magics of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we also have... we have resist, which is a big one. It is... I'm going to call that cleanse.
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
By extending your aura into a creature or aura possessed artifact, you are able to remove be.
Or says, please stop pushing your stinking aura into me. Cherry Monroe says the final boss is order and chaos. Yeah, for real.
Able to remove the effects of
Oh man.
magic other of corruption. Okay, silence. So what is this? I like silence, but what is? I feel like that was a filler when we didn't have a theme.
I know. I was trying to think of like a way that like it could be order, but I feel like okay, so chaos has panic. I feel like order is like it silences not only one's surroundings, but it can help people's minds be silenced from like guilty thoughts.
And that's what cleanse is.
Oh, is that cleanse?
Yeah,
Then
it's
we're good.
by extending your aura into a creature, you're able to remove the effects of chaos magic or other forms of corruption. This can be used to create positive emotions or calm someone from a negative emotion. Okay.
Okay. So going through equal punishments. This keeps coming to my mind, so I want to bring it up. I'm not sure if it fits, but it might. I feel like a specific power set that would be useful to order mages is some kind of way to blind others, right? Because if you have a murderer who's like, if you blind them, they're not going to really be able to murder more people.
So create a debilitation based on the previous punishment, is what you're saying.
And and since their aura is like this bright white, I feel like a way to like flash their aura into others to just blind them.
Manipulate someone's another aura in a way that creates a pendant for a previous crime. But how does that work? That's my question. I do like blinding because that's the opposite. Well, we're gonna have light magic as a part of this as well.
Okay, we are.
Yeah. So I do like judgment though. But how would that work?
So what is judgment?
So I think the idea behind judgment is, a very non-murdery form of Ghost Rider's penance stare.
Right.
You inflict something based on the person's previous crime as like a punishment, right?
Right.
But the punishment is unique to the crime and it is of equal magnitude, but that's a really weird one.
I feel like they also need like a catch-all that just debilitates people so they can no longer attack, which I feel like blindness kind of does.
Yeah, definitely blindness.
Like a sinner's
there's
blindness.
An argument for a like some sort of evil soldier who's trained himself to fight blind to specifically hunt.
I like that.
But like it's something about like he doesn't have intention, like he rolls a dice or something like a Two-Face character or something really weird, which allows him to bypass and like block through the like he doesn't intend you harm, but it happens anyways. You can't directly affect him because you're simply like a tool or something like that. I like that idea.
I like that.
That creates a penance for a previous crime based on what it was.
I mean, I feel like in this world there'd be like, like there's FBI training and stuff to like undergo lie machines and stuff. Like there'd be specific trainings people can take to try to fight some of the highest level of each of these mages, especially order and stuff.
Okay. And then I do want to have something that includes like or like a field of truth type thing, true sight type thing, dispels illusions, stops lying, basically clears. I mean, what would it be? What are the words for truth? Let's look up some synonyms. Thesaurus. Most useful tool for whenever I'm doing stuff like that. Truth. Accuracy, authenticity, veracity.
Earth is brown, right?
Depends on where you look at it.
Color. It can be multiple. I'm just adding in the colors real quick.
Oh,
change them later.
I thought you meant the actual Earth, and I'm like,
Oh, no.
It's blue in some spots. I mean, white in some other spots.
Color-wise.
Color-wise.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, unless something else is, I guess ghost is green.
Mm-hmm. Air, we said, is clear, right?
Air, no, I think air needs to have a tint of some sort.
Okay.
Candor. Shackle of shackle of integrity.
Oh, I like that.
Very specific one, but shackle of integrity. A creature affected by this is unable to lie.
I guess it could be a transparent white, because we have order as a bright white.
What is yellow?
Nothing yet, but I feel like yellow is a weird one for air.
In the past, I've seen air as all, like, a lot of things that represent air is always a pale yellowish. And if you think about it, oh no, what would plasma be? I think we have plasma's purplish,
blue.
Sort of. Yeah, blue.
We had it written down as blue, yeah.
But
colors can overlap.
Yeah.
So is Portal.
I thought Portal was purple.
Purple and blue.
And their true form.
Okay.
Revealed.
Yeah, purple we have is Portal, we have is purple and blue.
Also sense. False.
Ether was red, maybe?
How to tell the order shackle, light, regeneration, cleanse, resist. We don't need revolution.
Metal, what color was metal?
Metal, I think we
Gray.
had as a gray.
Yeah, I agree. We don't need a revolution.
Okay. Silence. Time.
Color for time.
Time?
Mm-hmm.
What do we have as green? Hear me out. Time is a strange yellow aura with gears in it. Like spectral gears.
Okay.
Like a
what if it was gold gears?
I like that.
Okay.
Ooh. Time is gold. Metal is silver.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. When we finish up order, we're probably at a good point to do the pod.
Sounds good.
And then we can save corrupted and enlightened elements and relics and artifacts and for another day.
And Aether.
Oh, I forgot about Aether. Oh no. Shoot. Aether, I think we need to think outside of the box and forget everything we know and create a whole new aura system. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out.
Okay. All right. In that case, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and pop over to the Portal Pod doc.
Okay. Let me throw up something to share.
Also, we need to add some more stuff to the 12-hour nightmare.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we gotta figure that out. Just sign in.
So is that highlighting stuff a definition or what you want me to say?
Highlighted stuff is what I want you to say. That specifically I want you to say right after I finish the intro.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay. I feel like we're making really good progress on this document, though.
Absolutely. We're slowly grinding through it.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot like everything we write, though, I'm feeling really good about at this point.
Yeah, it's actually fleshed out and conceptualized rather than a couple bullet points and like really just the progression of a single like 2 or 3 abilities.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So
this
what
pod
about that text in between your intro and my lines? Are we cutting that out?
Where?
Here.
This?
Yeah.
That is my intro.
Okay.
And then you'll say this, and then these are just some bullets. This will probably be like a 4 or 5 minute pod.
Sounds
What?
good. That was just the way we normally do stuff.
Yeah, but the bullets also like just keep in mind, and we can just have a free conversation. However it goes. Copper says yes. How to turn 34 pages into 67 pages. Yeah, this is going to be long. That's for sure.
Is.
Copper, you haven't even seen our creatures document yet,
Oh,
which is a whole nother thing.
it's almost 1 element per page now that we've like really dove into what stuff does.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh man. Okay. Recording the pod in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. My feed has been chock full of Lego Kenobi video. I can't speak. My feed has been chock full of Lego Kenobi videos, mostly getting tens of thousands of views. So what is this? Well, it's called trend jacking.
Trend jacking is when you make a video based on a popular trend and then put your own spin on it.
Trend jacking is a great way to break out of your own circle and reach way more people, as of course trending topics reach huge amounts of people. So let's talk about this, Dragon. How can brick filmers trend jack?
Well, it's really easy, actually, because if you think about it, the majority of our content is parody because we can just say, oh, I did X in Lego. And then all of a sudden, boom, we don't need too much of a spin. We've already got a unique medium that we're using. But
I agree.
Think about other spins.
Yes, so I think other spins are important because, first of all, in the Lego community, there's a lot of people trying to trend jack, right? And if you're not the first to it, sometimes it can be hard. So, of course, you want to make other twists. That way you can feel good about spending the time that's needed with the video. So there's other spins. Like, first of all, there's, trailer remakes, scene remakes, but you can also do battles with those characters. You can use one of my personal favorites, which is taking the audio from a scene and then filming something totally different. Like, a lot of people take audio from SpongeBob and film it with, like, Kenobi characters, and it works for some reason. It's hilarious. There's also parody recaps, which we love to do, which is just making fun of stuff you love. And then there's other stuff, like making a Kenobi versus Shaggy at 10% power video and all this fun stuff of just using the characters. Just by having Kenobi in your title and having his face in your video can really help bump those views up. But what else would you suggest, Dragon?
Exactly. And so I think one of the most important things to think is, while it is cool, like you said, to just like do the scenes themselves in Lego, the more diverse and like niche it is to what you do, the more interesting and people will latch onto it. So let's say you animate a 1-to-1, you break down and pause the frames of the Kenobi show, and you take each frame and you perfectly replicate it in Lego so that when you play your film, it's exactly the same. That's cool. You put some effort into that. But the originality is only that it's in Lego, and that's something that not anyone can do, but it's not too unique of a thing in the brick film community. Now, let's say you take, like you said, the audio from Kenobi, and specifically if it's a meme, I've seen plenty of the clips of not even original audio from Kenobi, but the Master, why are you always interested in Mandalorians? And then it's the portable high ground joke. And they do different versions of that, and that's genius, and that's fun. But I mean, again, like you said, the real way to utilize this is creating similar things using our unique medium. What do you think, Paul?
I agree. To kind of really visualize this, we're going to take Spider-Man No Way Home. You've seen this, right, Dragon?
Yes, I have, thankfully.
Okay. We're going to take this movie and we're going to really quickly brainstorm as many ideas as possible to trend jack. And here's the thing. This thing came 6 months ago, so we got to think about new ways to trend jack. Dragon, I'm going to start you off, and we're going to alternate until we run out of good ideas.
For No Way Home, how much spoilers are we allowed?
You're allowed any spoilers at this point.
Okay. We could have all the different people that forget Peter.
Oh, I like that. A compilation of Aunt May dying with stupidly weird sounds.
A compilation of all the better spells that Doctor Strange could have cast in the first place or as the last spell.
I like that. Bouncing off of that, a compilation of times Doctor Strange could have portal cut the enemies.
Hear me out. A compilation of, after casting the forgetting spell, all the different ways Peter fails or succeeds to explain to people why they forgot him.
Ooh, I like that. A compilation of Peter consistently changing suits in between scenes so Disney can sell more toys.
Ooh, I like that. Hear me out. A board writings pitch where they do the exact same thing we're doing, except it's for the different outfits and the play features the toys would have.
Oh, I like that. I like that. On top of that, a board pitch where they're pitching to the toy companies all the ideas that they should make into sets that have nothing to do with the movies.
Ooh, that hits too close to home. Hear me out. A board pitch where you have not a board pitch. You have 3 company executives from Lego, the Marvel line. They go to the No Way Home preview. No, they think they're going to the No Way Home preview, but then they walk into a completely different movie. But they're not really paying attention, so we see them like hanging out in the movie theater, you know, looking at their phones and stuff, and every once in a while they look up, look at a character, write it down, and then they give that to the design team, and then that's how they build the sets. I think I might have just said a true story, actually.
I love that. Okay. When they open up the portals, instead of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man coming through, Japanese Spider-Man comes through with guns, and he just kills all of the villains because he has, SMGs.
Hear me out. That was an interesting detail. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one. But No Way Home, except it's in the setting of D&D. So every once in a while we go back out to the players of the people, and you just have a very exasperated DM who's like, oh, this NPC, yeah, he cast the forgetfulness spell, so you don't have any consequences for your actions. Guess what? There are consequences for your actions, and then all the nasty stuff happens.
Oh, I like that. Okay. A different universe where Mysterio calls out Spider-Man, but since Spider-Man's an Avenger and everyone loves Tony Stark and he's like Tony Stark's kid, no one believes Mysterio because why would they?
Hear me out even further. Mysterio calls out the wrong Spider-Man or some random name, but it's still a superhero. So he calls out like Bruce Banner, and everyone's like, whoa, what the heck? And Hulk is in the same scenario. Or literally any character.
I love this. So when Peter meets his lawyer, which is of course Daredevil, instead of it being Daredevil, it's Saul Goodman, attorney at law. Did you know you have rights?
I have never heard of that person.
What? Oh. Breaking Bad. Oh, it's like a big meme right now too, where like they're replacing characters with his face, and he's like, because his big thing is he had like this commercial where he's like, "Did you know you have rights? What you do?" It's so funny. He's like the lawyers in California. But enough stalling, Dragon. On to you.
Ooh, hear me out. A spin-off of the movie, but instead of like the movie playing through, there's like a super powerful wizard lawyer who's going through and suing Doctor Strange for erasing people's memories as an invasion of privacy, and like all the property damage. He's like tallying up all the stuff. And just at the end of the No Way Home movie, after everything's happened, this like observer lawyer just comes up and he's like, okay, here's your bill. This is where everything comes from. And there's just like a face palm.
Oh, I like that. Okay. An episode where Doctor Strange tries to not listen to Wong like he did, but Wong comes back and he's like, yo, you're not supposed to do this, and slaps Doctor Strange across the face, and then he's like, Wong, yes, and then it's over.
Hear me out even further. Tony Stark tells Peter why he shouldn't give the glasses away to literally anyone because they control killer drones, or just a scenario where he goes, or where his glasses can recognize people who are disgruntled from the company.
I like that. I'm going to take one from Cherry Monroe in the chat. What if Peter Parker just actually kept his mask on when he was in the Spider-Man suit? That'd be pretty useful.
I think if we had that in the real world, Marvel would run out of money because they wouldn't be showing Tom Holland's face enough.
That's true.
A version... Oh, from the perspective of the other Spider-Mans, where they go through their events only to be sucked into the multiverse and we follow one of their stories instead.
That would be amazing. And I'm out of ideas. You win, Dragon.
I gotcha.
Good game.
That was a fun game.
And that is basically the brainstorming session that you guys should be going with your friends or just with yourself, trying to figure out all the ways to trend Jack. And then, yes, some of these were stupid ideas, but a couple were pretty good, especially if this was 6 months ago when this was trending. So what I would do is I would, write that list, just write everything that comes to your head, do it fast-paced like that, make it a competition, cross out the bad ones, circle your favorite ones, and just start filming. Have a great night, everyone. We're Portal Master Studios, and of course, before we leave, Dragon just has one thing to tell you all.